Hey guys! Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be working for the first time with cryptocurrency. And I'm going to use Coinbase, which is a cryptocurrency trading service, and I'm going to get portfolio data in Python using Coinbase. So, let's get into it. So, in today's video, first of all, I'll introduce what Coinbase actually is and what cryptocurrency is too. Then we'll just get straight into the demo after our program, what we're going to do. And in the demo, we're going to first of all set up and check the portfolio, like how much there is, because we want to test if this is the same. Then through Python, we're going to connect to our portfolio. Then we're going to get the price. And then first of all, we'll print it on the terminal screen, and then we'll make it a function for future use. And you'll see much more about that later. So first of all, what is cryptocurrency and Coinbase? So first of all, what is crypto? Well, first, before getting into cryptocurrency, what is regular currency? Like, for example, dollar bills. Well, it's just a piece of paper, right? How does it get its value? Well, people have trust that this dollar bill, you can exchange it for goods or services. So people have trust that this dollar bill has value, that you can trade it for something. So because of that, just like this, lots of other currencies have been implemented, like rupees, euros, pounds, lots of other stuff. So because people have trust in its value. So what if you could take away the paper aspect? Because right now it takes a lot of paper to create a dollar. So what if you took out all of that? Well, that's what cryptocurrency is. So digital currency it's just all digital. There's nothing that is physical that is currency. So as long as the people still have trust that this currency has value, then you can also trade it for goods and services just like regular money. Then another aspect of cryptocurrency, and by the way, I'm going through this pretty quickly, but cryptocurrency, if you want another in-depth video, I may or may not do that in the future. So regular currency, or dollar bills in this case, I'm just going to use dollar bills as my example. So dollar bills are controlled by the government. So the government can have a say on this person gets this much amount of dollar bills, all of that. But what if you took away the government part? So there's no use, not saying that this is bad, but there's no risk of it getting corrupted. That's called decentralized currency. And it's a constant debate of whether it's good or bad, because obviously it's completely anonymous and transparent. So that could be a good thing, but it also could be a bad thing. So this is still in debate. But that's what decentralized currency is. And it all started when Satoshi Nakamoto started Bitcoin as the first decentralized currency and digital currency. So then after that, a bunch of cryptos started to be created. And now it's a pretty big thing. So that's what cryptocurrency is. But now what is Coinbase? Well, Coinbase is an exchange platform that's for cryptocurrency. So there are others that work with crypto and stocks, but this is just cryptocurrency. So you can do all sorts of things in Coinbase. First of all, there's live updates on anything from crypto. And also, you can buy and sell your cryptocurrencies just to make a profit. And you can also transfer cryptocurrencies if you have multiple accounts or if you want to transfer it to a friend or something like that. And on Coinbase, you can also store all of your cryptocurrencies as a kind of like a bank account, but for cryptocurrencies. So now let's check out what we're going to be doing with crypto and Coinbase. So in today's demo, what we're going to do is, first of all, I'm going to do some setup on importing the modules for Coinbase. Then we'll connect to our portfolio. And first of all, I'll just show you guys the portfolio and what it should look like in Coinbase. And by the way, this isn't just regular Coinbase, this is Coinbase Pro. So then we're going to get the price from Coinbase Pro into a variable by using some operations. Then we'll print it out in terminal, and finally we'll make it a function for later use. So let's get straight into the demo, in which we'll work with Coinbase in Python. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Atom so that we can actually code this. So here I have my credentials.py, which let's go to coinbasepro.com so that we can actually see this. So this is Coinbase Pro on my dad's account, but it's still on my portfolio. So then let's go to portfolios here. And I believe this is where you can see, yeah, so there we go. So here's my portfolio, and this is what it should show. But in our Python program, it doesn't show just 244.09. It should show along more of decimals, because cryptocurrency doesn't limit to just 2 decimal values to the hundredths value. It goes way back to the almost the trillions or the millions. So that's what we're going to be seeing in today's program. So now in Coinbase API, whenever you use the module, then it should let you get all of the credentials from coinbasepro.com. So once you get those, you have to store it into a credentials.py file, and then we're going to import that. So first of all, we're going to import our credentials.py. So whatever you call it, you have to import that here so that we can use the same variables. And obviously, I'm not going to show the thing because it has all the information for the account, but we're going to import that so that we can use that. And then we're also going to import our module, which is called CB, which is Coinbase Pro. So CB Pro is our module that we're going to use. Then for the setup, we have to create all of our variables so that we can work with Coinbase Pro. So the first variable I'm going to create is called public client. And this will get all of the data for our cryptocurrencies. So public client equals, and then CB Pro, which is our module, dot public client. So that's that, and then we need to make that a function. So that's our public client variable, which will get us all the data about the cryptocurrencies themselves. Then we want to get our personal client, which has the data about our portfolio. So I'm going to say client equals, and then CB Pro, which is our module, dot authenticated client. And then inside of that, we're going to add our API key, API secret, API pass, and cbpro.url. So if you're doing this by yourself and you're not showing the information to anyone, then you can just say or you can just add the information right here. So like this would be your API key, and then you would use a comma, and then API secret, API pass, and then the URL. But since I'm showing this to you guys, I'm going to use our creds file, which has all the variables with the actual information. So I'm going to say creds.api key, and then creds.api secret. And like I said, if you're not showing this to anyone, then you can just type it here instead of like having a config file. And then creds.api pass. Okay, there we go. And then finally, API URL. This time you have to put it into a variable because we're going to be using it later. So creds.cbpro URL. That's the variable names for what I added in our creds.py. So that's all of the information that we need about our account so that we can work with our portfolio in Python. Then we need to get all of the accounts that we're going to use. So all of the accounts are basically just all of the cryptos, but we're going to put this into a variable so that we can use it. So accounts equals, and then client, which is our portfolio, client dot get accounts. So now we've gotten all of our accounts, which is just all of the cryptos. And then we're going to initialize a variable called total price, and then we're going to change this using all of our operations later, but this is just going to be what we print, which is the total price. And we're just going to initialize it as 0 here. So now we're actually going to get the price using Python. So here I'm going to get the price using a for loop. So I'm going to say for account, which is for each crypto in all of the cryptos, which is our accounts variable. So in for account in accounts, let's just print account. So that should print all of the cryptos. So then if we say new terminal here and then save that and run it, Python 3 get data.py, and then CB Pro has no, spelled that wrong. Okay, public client. Okay, my bad. Okay, let's clear this and run it again. Okay, yeah, so there we go. So this looks kind of weird right now, but if you scroll up, then here you can see we have currency as 1 inch, ACH, ADA, Algo, AMP, Anchor, Atom, AXS, BAL, BN. So these are all of the cryptocurrencies that exist on Coinbase. So, or at least in our portfolio. So we don't have to be invested in all of them, but it does show if you're invested. So as you can see, I obviously had to invest in Dogecoin. So here you can see balance is 10 because I bought exactly 10 Dogecoins. And then you can see Ethereum I also invested in, so we have 0.01% of Ethereum. So just like that. And then for example, like Fourth, I haven't invested anything, so it says balance is 0 because I haven't invested in that. So it shows all of the data in our portfolio with all of the cryptos. And then you can see the profile ID, the availability, all of that. So let's just clear that. So there we go. That's all the data that we have on our account. Next up, we want to use this data. So first of all, let's create some more variables so that we can do the operations to get the price, the total price, because we want to get all of the things that have availability and then add them up. So stock equals, and the account.get. So now we're going to use our account variable, which is our for loop. So account.get, and then we want to get the currency. And this is basically just the, what do you call it? That's the symbol of the stock. Because if you could see up here, let me just show you guys again. If you can see, whenever it says currency, then that's the symbol. So we're going to index this based on whatever it is. So in this case, we need to index based on the symbol. So stock and then quantity. Or you know what? We can actually print this too. Let's print this. I just want to see what that looks like. So print stock. And then since this is already in the for loop, it should have all the stock symbols. So let's say clear and then run it again. Yeah, so there we go. So here you can see all of the stock symbols, or not stock, crypto symbols. So we printed that. Then we would want to also get the quantity, because the quantity is, let's see what the quantity is. So quantity means, where is this? Let's see this. Okay, quantity. Because the quantity will be just the balance of how much we have. So quantity equals, and then let's say account.get again, get, and then we need to see the balance. So the balance is up here in the terminal. Let's see what we printed there. So we have balance here. So that's how much of the crypto you invested in. So we need to get the balance so that we can see that, and we can calculate how much we got based on that. So account.get balance, but since most cryptos are in the decimal values, lots of them are in decimal values, I'm going to use a float variable on this, or float function. So float, and then finally we're going to get the price of it. So price equals, and then again we need the float function. So float, and then account.get, and then now we want to get the currency, or no, available. That is the price. So there we go. So now we've initialized these three variables with the currency, balance, and if it's available. Then we want to actually start doing the operations so that we can start calculating what the total price is in our portfolio. So let's go back here and do this. Okay, so now we're going to use an if command. And again, we're going to have the float function. So we want to see if the price is above 0, which means if we have something in our account. So if the price is above 0, then we want to do everything else in our operations, because we want to make sure that there is something in our account. So if float price is greater than 0, then we can initialize some more variables and then do all the operations. So I'm going to make a variable called account ID so that we can actually get the currency again. So account.get, and then currency. So then we're going to get the currency there. And then now we're going to have another if command saying if the account ID is not equal to US dollars. Because right now let me go back here to show you, there are some US dollars. So here you can see there's USD coin, and then there are some US dollars, but we don't want to count those because we just want the cryptos. So we're going to take out those US dollars. So if account ID is not equal to US dollars, not equal to US dollars, then we can continue like that. So USD, then we can continue with everything else and actually calculating it. So finally, I'm going to make one last variable before we do the actual operation. So I'm going to say stock price is equal to, and then we're actually going to get the stock price of everything. So I'm going to make it into a, no, you know what, let's do that after. So first we're going to use the public client again because we don't need to use our own portfolio for the stock price. So public client dot get product ticker. So we're going to get the product ticker, which is the price, and then we need product ID as the parameters. So product ID equals to stock and then plus USD or dash USD, because the reason why we do the dash USD is because, let's go back to trade, I think it's here. Yeah, so whenever you have any stock, then here it shows the symbol and then USD. So just like that, we're going to say the stock, which is the, like we showed you before, stock is just the symbol, and then plus dash USD. So then it'll have the symbol plus, it'll just have the symbol and then dash USD. So then we should be able to print this. So let's just print that here. So print and then stock price. So print and then stock price. So then we're going to save that, and then let's just clear this and run it again. And yeah, so these are all of the things that only we invested in. So in this case, I've invested in, let's see this. So here, these are all the stocks that we wanted. So here we have, where is it? So here we have all of the stocks here. So you can see it printed those. So then let's clear that. And then now we want to get only the price, because as you can see, it was kind of an eyesore to see all of that. So let's say .get and then price. And then since we're saying if float price is greater than 0, so now it's only filtering through only what we bought. So now we're getting the price of what we bought. And then if we just add that all up, then it should work. All right, so let's just say get data.py, and then, yeah, so here's all the prices of what we bought and how much we bought. Not how much, but just how much money we spent on that. So then that should be good. Now, what we want to do is, let's stop printing that. Now what we want to do is the actual operation on how to get the total price. So if you remember, we initialized this variable called total price up here. Now we can change that. Total price equals, and then we're going to have our operation here. So total price, which is 0 at this point, but now we want to add plus quantity, because the quantity is just how much we bought, or the balance, or yeah. So quantity times the stock price. So instead of getting how much we spent, now the stock price is just the price of all of the things that we bought, the current price. And then if you multiply that by the quantity of how many we bought, how many cryptos we bought, then that'll get the amount of money that we spent on that certain stock. And then if we add that to total price, then there we go. That's how much we would have total in our portfolio. So then if we just print that outside of here, print total price, then save that, then run it, then yeah, that should work. All right, let's make this bigger just so that you guys can see. All right, and then Python 3 get data.py. Oh, can't multiply a sequence by non-int of type float. Let's see, did we not add a float? Oh yeah, here we go. So we have to add a float here also. Let's just add a float function here, because again, like I said, we're using float in everything. So let's just add that also. So clear, and then Python 3. So there we go, yeah. So 243.27, so let's go back here and let's reload this to 40. It's obviously not going to be perfectly accurate, but let's check this. So 243.11 and then 243.27. Yeah, that's pretty close. So there we go. And as you can see now, it has a bunch more decimal values behind that because it's very accurate on that. So there we go. We've successfully connected to our Coinbase account in Python using all of the credentials. Then we got into our account, and then we got the stock price of all the cryptos that are available. Then we got the crypto price of just what we bought. Then we filtered through all of that and we got what's in our portfolio. So there we go. That's Coinbase and Python. So today I tested out a different type of video using cryptos. So if you liked my videos on cryptocurrency, please leave a like down below and a comment if you liked it, so that I can see if I want to make more cryptocurrency videos. Thanks very much for watching. If y'all had any doubts, please comment down below. I would love to help you out if you're stuck with any Coinbase Python questions or issues. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. Until then, you can learn anything.